Welcome to Secondhand Sailors. This is Fix It Friday, where we do boat projects. I'm Turner. My wife Renee is behind the camera. Stick around. Today's project will be replacing our Lazy Jacks with dyneema in our new configuration.
These are Lazy Jacks. Lazy Jacks are a system of lines from the top of the mast down to the boom to help guide the mainsail into the stack pack. Turner researched many different configurations before finally settling on his own design. We're not really fond of this particular configuration of the way the Lazy Jacks go because we frequently have difficulty with the battens on the mainsail catching on them either when we're raising or when we're lowering the sails. So today we're going to work on changing them out and trying a different configuration. We'll test that with this line. If it works well, then the plan will be to get dyneema and put a permanent new arrangement up. I'd call that success.
Now that I've got my configuration with my old lines, I have to pull the old lines out to put the dyneema in. So my first step is going to be pulling the 60-foot line out through this, out of this block and back down. And to do that, I'm going to have to sew in a piece of dyneema on the end of it to pull it through the block. Okay, one of my lines is so long, I would have to go up to the mast, up the mast to be able to go through that block. So what I've done is I've sewn the two ends together with a sail needle and some thread and taped it, and I'm gonna pull it through. Up she goes. Pull it through the block and back down. Now just peel the tape off. Now both ends come back down to me. And then cut the thread. And then that one's good. And there's the old one. See how frayed this piece was in the middle? And there's the new dyneema. That wouldn't have lasted much longer. Okay, the next part of these lines I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this 14-foot piece loose and change it out with some dyneema. Okay, to attach the 14-foot piece, what I've done is I've picked a spot halfway on my stack pack and found the eye that needs to go in. Now push the dyneema in, pull it out the other side, and I'm gonna make a figure-8 knot there. This y'all have to use both hands, but it's basically just going around and back down through here like this, figure-8 knot. And what that's going to do is keep it from pulling through, and it has the loose end on the inside of the stack pack. Now the other end of this 14-footer will go way up here on the front end of the stack pack. Before I put it through, I have to put this brass ring on here so it slides back and forth on the line. And there's the brass ring. It's on the 14-foot part, and that's what I will tie the 20-foot piece to that will go to the end of the stack pack. And once again, take the end of the 14-foot piece that's free, put it through the front part of the stack pack, pull it out of the inside, and then I'm gonna tie another figure-8 knot in it. Okay, this is the 14-foot piece steel. It's knotted, tied into the center of the stack pack, goes down through the brass ring and back up through the stack pack. And now I just need a figure 8 knot on the end. And there's the figure 8 knot. And when I pull it, it does not come through. Figure 8 knot holds it on the back side. Okay, and the last step, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pull the old piece out here on where the blue line is. It's 20 foot long, and I'm gonna change it with dyneema and connect them. Here's a pre-cut piece of dyneema, 20 foot long. And I'm gonna do the same thing by going through this eye, doing a figure 8 knot. And then I'm gonna go down through that ring and tie it off. It's hard filming this with one hand. I hope you guys can see. I'm gonna go through the eye on the back of the boom here, probably about 2 feet up from the back. If I can hang on to the rope, it goes through. And now I just need to figure 8 knot it. And there's a figure 8 knot. Pull it up, it's inside the bag. And we need to go to the other end, that new piece of dyneema, and it will tie on this ring. That'll slide back and forth on the 14 foot part. Now on the long line that goes up the mast here, goes way up there and back down. I'm gonna tie on either a pelican clip, this is about 1 inch long, or this little brass clip here. And what that will do is allow me to clip on to the 20 foot piece that goes from the back of the mast, boom, and then down to the ring. And then it'll pick it up and it'll allow the ring to slide up and down on the 14 foot piece. Okay, now that I've got it on the end of the line, I'm simply going to tie that with a bowline. I wish I could show you guys, but I'm only using one hand, so I'm going to have to tie it. And there it is, the bowline knot. You can look up online how to tie those if you need to. And then that will clip right over on the back side from the D-ring. It'll be on the 20 foot piece. It goes to the back of the boom, right there. Okay, now we're finished here. Before we raise them, we're checking. I've got my 20 foot line coming from the back, all the way up here, through my clip, back down to the O-ring, the little brass round ring, and then that goes to the 14 foot piece. We're gonna hoist it in the air and see how it looks. They're up, and they look good. You can see the other side is mock-up side with all the loose string and loose line. It's where I was moving it back and forth on that side, trying to make sure what I had set up on this side from the diagram worked. I'm going to take care of the other side, and then we're going to do a test raise and drop. Okay, this is the other side. I've got that long lead down from the mast, and I've sewn it to the dyneema. I'm going to wrap this section with some tape and pull it up through the block and back down to me, so it'll keep me from climbing that mast. Okay, I've got it taped, and I just need to pull it up there, get it through this block, which is probably about 20 feet off the deck. It's not too bad. It's just a matter of babying it through without pulling anything loose. I'm gonna need both hands. Okay, again, I'm taking the 14 foot piece, it's pre-cut, there's the 20s, Then a long line there. I'm taking the 14 and we're going to the head of the boom at the mast. Kind of matching where we were on the other side. Oh, sorry for this. Just doing it one-handed. Feed it through. And figure 8 on it. Figure 8. And it'll go, knot will be on the inside of the pack, stack pack. Pull this in. Now we need to go down to the middle. Find your eye, and we're doing the same there. But before we do, we have to feed on our ring. Okay, coming from the end. Remember, we're going through the middle stack pack eye right here. I've got my ring on it. I'm gonna leave the ring on there. Go through the stack pack eye. And we're gonna figure 8 it. Now that I have that, I've got my 20-foot piece of line. I'm putting one end of it out here into the boom, matching where I put it through on the other side. And figure 8 knot this part. After you knot it, pull it through so that the knot's on the inside. Go to the other end of that line. And it's going to tie, just like the other side, to this ring. And it's tied. Tied it with a bowline knot for now, but I'm going to come back later with a fid and do me a splice eye here so there's really nothing to hang up on. Now all I have to do is put my pelican clip on the end of my long line. It comes down from the boom, and then clip it on the 20-foot part. Now I went ahead and clipped my pelican clip on my 20-foot piece, and now I'm going to tie it right here with another bowline and come back and clean it up later after I get them up, make sure everything works. That's what it ought to look like when you're done. 20-foot piece of cord that goes to the back of the boom, back down to 14-foot piece tying into your ring, and then your pelican clip onto that. And now I've tied on what I'm going to just call my lazy jack halyard going up. Now all I have to do is pull them up into place. And there she is. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry. I'm filming with one hand. I'll give you an overall here in a minute. Okay, after I've got it pulled up into place, I've taken and I've just cleated the bottom of it here. It's turned out good. I'm gonna back up and show you. This is what I was going for. So you have your 14-foot piece of rope here. Went through a ring, 20-foot, going up and back. And then your long piece going up and all the way back down the mast. And that's a lot better than the spider web we had on it. And there you have it. DIY lazy jack system. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. If there is a project you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. And until next time, tell your mom and them Turner said hey. See you next time.